Hi, this is Jim West with Carolina Varsity, and I want to talk a little bit about the 3A, 4A Northwestern Conference for 2017. This conference is going to be wide open, in my opinion. I can see up to four teams making a pretty good run for the conference title. I'm going to go with number one, Watauga. I think Watauga is the best team overall. They may not be the flashiest team. They've lost some depth from last year, maybe a little bit down from last year, but they still, even with losing some key players, I still think they got the best chance of winning the conference title. They just look more solid on offense, defense, special teams overall. So, given Watauga number one, Alexander Central, I'm going with number two. Overall, I don't think there's a lot of difference between Watauga and Alexander Central. I just think Watauga may be just a little bit more polished. Alexander Central can move the ball up and down the field. My question is, are they going to be able to stop the opponents enough on defense? And as the season goes on, they might become a little bit more formidable. Number three, this was kind of a toss-up. I went with West Caldwell, and I'm going to stay with West Caldwell. I do believe that they're going to benefit from having a new head coach that was over at Davie County for several years. I think West Caldwell overall is going to be a pretty veteran team. I believe they're going to have to replace their quarterback from last year, but overall, I like their chances. They could easily win this conference too. So it's not, again, there's not that much difference between the top four. And number four, I'm going with is Freedom High School over in Morganton. I think the big difference for Freedom is obviously having Jim Bob Bryant as the new head coach. He's a heck of a good coach. Took Havelock to won 3 state championships with Havelock, and came close to, well, didn't really come close that fourth year. They lost to Crest by several scores, but did get to the state championship again in, I believe it was 2014. So again, very well. It's going to be a very well coached team. Now, number 5 and 6, take your pick. I picked Hickory. I think Hickory might have just a little bit more talent this coming season. Although South Caldwell, they got a new head coach change. South Caldwell is going to me, is going to be might be a bit of a sleeper in this conference. They may finish 5th. Hickory may finish 5th. To me, it's kind of it's going to be a toss-up between those two schools. Number 7, I'm going with this McDowell. Like South Caldwell, they're the two 4A schools. I'm not all that high on McDowell. I think they struggle. I think it's hard for them to win in football. It's a huge district. It's all McDowell County, and it's hard to get kids to buy into one philosophy and to trust each other. So when you have such a large geographic area, I do think they're at a disadvantage. And the last team in here is St. Stephen's. They could finish as high as 6th, but I think 8th place and last place is where they're going to be. I just don't see much that's going to change the overall look for St. Stephen's this year. They just don't have the numbers to compete with the big guys in this conference. Anyway, this is Jim West with Carolina Varsity, and thank you so much for listening.